Hello, good evening and welcome to JoyNews Prime with me, Carlos Keloni. We're broadcasting live from our studios here at Kokomeme in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Coming up, second-year student of Bimbilla Senior High School killed at fire festival in the Nanumba North district. We'll take you live to the north for the latest as Small Arms Commission pushes for passage of new bill to ban the use of firearms during the Bimbilla festival. Now, don't discontinue project initiated by your predecessor. It does not help the nation. That's a call from the Paramount Chief of LoRa to the newly appointed CEO of the National Development Authority regarding ongoing projects in the Upper West region. We have details. And also in business, the people of Afrancho in the Afrancho North district get a new market expected to help boost the local economy. These and many more coming up shortly. Please stay with us. Well, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons is pushing for the passage of a new bill to ban the use of arms at festivals. This follows the killing of a second-year student of the Bimbilla Senior High School Saturday night. The deceased, Fatima Abukari, was reported to have been hit by stray bullets during a procession as part of Fire Festival. Now, Northern Regional Correspondent Martina Bugri has details in the following report.
She's been identified as Abukari Fatima, a year 2 business student of the Bimbilla Senior High School. What we gather is that she went out with the other siblings to the festival celebration until her timely death. What we are being told also is that she's been buried according to the Islamic custom this morning. Now, I spoke to the police. They are yet to begin investigating some tolls.
Well, this is one of many similar incidents recorded during several festival celebrations across the country. Executive Secretary of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Dr. Adam Bona, says the Commission's law is undergoing review to totally ban use of live ammunition during social gatherings.
We have governing the use of firearms and the rest is over 50 years old. And in that law, it doesn't prohibit celebrants and festive celebrations or celebrants from using live ammo. And so we can only engage and sensitize them and say, do not use live ammo. But you don't have, a backing law that would allow you to go in there and ensure that it is only live ammo that is used. And so that is the difficulty. Fortunately, there's been a review of the law or the bill. We have a bill that is pending, hopefully, to go to Parliament. It's at the ministerial level to be passed into law. And all these ingredients are captured in the law because then you expect them to use non-lethal ammo. But unfortunately, to the extent that some of them use M16, these are full automatic weapons that some even our military don't use. Some we've seen it in festivals in this country. It tells you that we are losing the fight if this law is not passed as soon as possible.
Well, away from the Paramount Chief of the LoRa Traditional Area, Napuwele Kabo III, has appealed to the Northern Development Authority and the not to discontinue development projects started by the former administration. He explained that this continuing project started by predecessors does not augur well for the nation. He was speaking at a meeting with the new Chief Executive Officer of the NDA, Dr. Engineer Emmanuel Aberinga, at the LoRa area. JoyNews Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam report.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Northern Development Authority, NDA, Dr. Engineer Emmanuel Abiarenga, since his appointment, has been touring the various regions, meeting with development partners and special chiefs to rally their support for the successful implementation of their programs and projects. He was accompanied by the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the authority, Jamila Ibrahim. Dr. Abiarenga uses the opportunity to lay bare his plans for the authority. That took him to the Upper West region, where he called on the president of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs, Napole Kabu III, at his palace in Laura. Dr. Engineer Abiarenga called for the support of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs and other stakeholders to support and put their shoulders to the wheel in order for the NDA to succeed in their mission.
In fact, I would say the president almost scrapped the Northern Development Authority, because we have seen that over the past 16 years, we don't see nothing fruitful has come out of it. So the president was a bit concerned, but he has now given us a last opportunity to see whether we can get that idea to work. So I said, luckily enough, you are the president of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs. You know everything about the idea and the project. So we decided that we will come. You are the first person in Upper West we are going to engage, and we are asking you to support us, to rally your chiefs. Even if there is an opportunity for the House of Chiefs to sit and we come and engage, so that together we will reinvigorate and start the agenda for the accelerated development of Northern Ghana.
Napole Kabu III, who also doubles as the paramount chief of Laura, noted that one of the major challenges faced by the region is the development nature of roads, which was the development efforts of the area.
Well, the Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nanumba is calling for support for initiatives that repurpose plastic waste into useful product. Speaking at a seminar on World Environment Day at the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani, she said the EPA's three-step approaches would help manage plastic waste as a resource for sustainable development.
Managing plastic waste remains a significant challenge, posing environmental and public health risk. More than 1 million tons of waste are generated annually in Ghana, with about 42% of it burnt, buried or dumped indiscriminately in rivers or oceans, undermining biodiversity. To help change the narrative, the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani engaged stakeholders at a seminar under the theme Repurpose Plastic Use as part of the 2025 World Environment Day. Dr. Mary Entry heads the Department of Environmental Management.
Plastic waste has become a ubiquitous problem, polluting our oceans, harming wildlife, and contaminating our food chain. However, we also have the power to change the narrative. As amplified in this quote, plastic is not the problem, mismanagement is. These words echo the sentiment that with proper management and repurposing, plastic can become a valuable resource rather than a pollutant.
Dr. Kofi Sechere-Boateng, Africa Environmental Sanitation Consult, said Ghana needs a policy on waste segregation to control and manage plastics.
One of the key things we need to do as a policy is to look at waste segregation at source. Once we are able to put that angle there, some of the issues of health and safety and all those things will come down, and we will see the value chain clearly. Where is the organic going? Where is the plastic going? And then in the financing, not only giving money to the industry, but government giving incentives. If people can separate their waste, what do you do for them?
In a virtual message, the CEO of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nana Ama-Brown-Kluche, said the authority is strengthening regulatory frameworks and fostering public-private partnerships. She called for support for initiatives that repurpose plastic waste into useful products.
The need of a nationwide mobilization to amplify the Repurpose Ghana campaign to inspire households, businesses and schools to segregate waste at source, adapt to reusable packaging and support local recycling markets, integrate circular economy principles into educational curriculum, empowering youth as agents for change. I therefore urge policymakers, academia, industry leaders, civil society, and every Ghanaian to join us in this endeavor. Let us support initiatives that repurpose plastic waste into useful products, promote alternatives to single-use plastics, and ensure that plastic never becomes litter in our environment.
Precious Semovo, Joy News, Sunyani.
Well, the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, says the National Apprenticeship Program will not be used for political gains. He maintains the initiative is strictly aimed at equipping the Ghanaian youth with practical skills to tackle unemployment and drive national development. Ina Valia Kwanza has more from Sekendi Takredi.
The National Apprenticeship Program is a flagship youth development initiative targeting skill gaps in the country. The program provides industrial relevant training in technical, vocational, and entrepreneurial areas to improve youth employability and economic productivity. In a stakeholders' engagement with master trainers in the Western region, the minister emphasized that the program is not a political tool but a strategic intervention by government to address youth unemployment and support inclusive growth.
We realize that we have a very big skills gap. A lot of our young people fall out of school. We have about 1.5 million young people within the NITS bracket. NITS simply means that not in education, not in training, and not in employment. And the only way we can make them meaningful contributors to our GDP is by giving them the needed skills that they require. That is why we are rolling out this National Apprenticeship Program.
European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Echad Razali, has emphasized the crucial role of the security services in maintaining peace and supporting national development. He says this is why the EU is making significant investment in the sector. According to him, the EU is currently running about 30 projects in collaboration with various ministries, departments, and agencies, including the security services aimed at boosting Ghana's self-reliance and resilience against criminal elements and threats to national stability. Ambassador Razali made these remarks in Wa, where he donated motorbikes and tricycles to the Ghana Police Service and the Upper West Regional Directorate of Food and Agriculture to support their operation. JoyNews' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
The Ghana Police Service has evolved a community policing model, which was first piloted in some districts in the southern Gulf of the country before being rolled out to the rest of the country. The aim of the program is to build trust between the police and the communities they serve. Kojenta, a non-governmental organization that is specialized in judicial and security governance, conflict prevention, and peace building, with support from the European Union, are helping in the training of police personnel to build trust between them and communities they serve, with the latter also trained to take care of their personal security. The police are also given logistical support to enhance their operations. Country Director of Kojenta, Reverend Dr. Clement Ampenwa, threw further light on the project.
Community policing is key for building trust between the communities and the police. You know, already if you see the reports that are coming out, just in the few months that they are working, a lot of the communities are beginning to say, oh, is this the Ghana police we have been working with, or is it a different police service? So once they are able to build that trust, the communities are also being trained to know that they have to take their security into their own hands. So we believe that once we build this trust, if see something, say something. If there's any strange thing going on, we can catch it early and nip it in the bud. But we also think think that once there's a trust between the communities and the police, then it helps to promote their own security.
Though there is much focus on working to ward off the threats and activities of violent extremists from the country, Reverend Dr. Clement Ampenua is deeply concerned about domestic violent extremism, who needs to be tackled.
Well, just a week after the Minister of Health, Kobina Minta Kando, established a donation desk to support philanthropists and corporate entities wishing to donate medical equipment and materials from abroad, Ghanaian philanthropy group, Ghanaian Women Association of Georgia, is raising concerns over undue delays in clearing shipped medical equipment intended for donation to public hospitals in the country. Maxwell Aklobatu has more in the following report.
The Ghanaian Women Association of Georgia, GWAG, has donated high-value medical equipment to 8 public hospitals in Ghana to support maternal health care. The donation, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, comes just a week after the Ministry of Health announced the establishment of a donation desk to facilitate the clearance of health-related supplies at the port. Despite this development, GWAG says it continues to face significant challenges in clearing its shipment. The association's vice president, Aileen Conte, described the situation as disheartening.
We rather use monies to purchase things and bring them in. But what happens is, every year, we've been doing this for the past 9 years, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Finance instruct the Minister of Finance give us a tax exemption. It is such a difficult thing that happens is we have to jump to a lot of hoops. This year, for instance, it took us about 3 weeks, 21 days. We ended up paying a demurrage of about $10,000.
Also speaking at the event, Doris Daku, immediate vice president of GWAG, said the association plays a critical role in Ghana's healthcare sector and called for stronger collaboration from state agencies.
We just want to appeal to the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Finance, because the biggest problem we have is when we go through all the fundraising and all the logistics and all the shipments to bring the things here, we need their support to be able to get the things out of the port into the hands of the most needed hospitals. And I think that's very important, because our target is serving the underprivileged and underserved hospitals in Ghana. And so it's very important that they align with Ghana Women Association of Georgia so we can collaborate and work together.
Representatives from the beneficiary hospitals expressed deep appreciation, noting that the equipment will significantly improve their capacity to provide safer childbirth services.
Some medical equipment that are going to go a very long way to help in the diagnostic of our patients, and is going to be of great benefit, meet some of our equipment gaps. Yes, and this is something that we are so appreciative of.
With 9 years of consistent donations, GWAG continues to show that diaspora impact goes beyond remittances. It's about systems, solutions, and sustained support. Maxwell Aklobato's report read to you.
American family is on a mission to enhance the lives of children and communities in Ghana through education and quality healthcare. The Jordans, through their Sankofa Foundation, are giving back to the ancestral roots by donating a school bus and helping build an ultra-modern ICT and library facility in Ituri, a community in the Komenda Edina Eguafo Ebre municipality in the central region. Abigail Nkrumah has more in the following report.
They may have been born in the USA, but just like the name of their foundation, Sankofa, which translates go back and take, retracing the ancestral histories of great significance to the Jordans. Dion C. Jordan, locally christened Papa Kwekwa Bebio, is the CEO of the Sankofa Foundation. He explains in an interview the reason for establishing his charitable roots in the Ituri community.
So we're here today as a way of saying thank you. We came back here because of the wonderful invite that we received from the King the love that we received from the village, welcoming us back home. 2 years ago, we were here. We came here seeking to learn more about our roots, to learn more about our history, but we left with so much more and such a desire to give back. We believe that God brought us back to this village and helped us to create the Sankofa Foundation as a way to invest in the children, invest in the elders, invest in education, and invest in healthcare. We believe that if we invest in kids, the future is always bright. We believe if we invest in education, that we are able to create our own resources and our own sustainability. So we came back today to see the wonderful work that you all have done. We came back today so I could bring my extended family to share in the ITRE family here. And we're super grateful for the welcome and for being here today. I truly believe when I left here that the world owes Africa. And the world owes Africa because the world took the very best from Africa. They took some of the best people, some of the best resources, and the world never repaid Africa for all they took from her. The Sankofa Foundation can't do it by ourselves, but we feel like there's such a calling and a responsibility to give back to Africa, to give back to Ghana, to give back to family, and to make our ancestors proud for coming back home.
Among the contributions of the Sankofa Foundation to the development of the ITRE community are a community school bus and a nearly completed ICT and library facility. Nana ITRE Kweku V, the chief of ITRE, shares the impacts of the efforts of the Sankofa Foundation on the community.
We have children, school-going children, younger ones, and not too older ones, the beginners, and then some of the young ladies are in vocational education now. We have some other members which we have decided to take to school. They are going to learn some technical, they are going to technical schools. It depends on what you want to do. When they hear of it, they keep on telling us we can do, and they keep on helping us to do. So we are having a lot now. We thank the family, Sankofa family, US, and the CEO, Papa Kukwa Bebio, the wife and the children. We thank you so much with all the family. You are back home, and this is your home. Forever, you are going to be here as your home.
The Sankofa Foundation is focused on enhancing the lives of communities and children through education and quality healthcare, a mission reflected in the foundation's motto, where we give hope, meaning. From ITRE, Abigail Lisal reports for Joy News.
Well, you're still watching JoyNews Prime with me, Carlos Calone. We'll take a short break. We'll return. We'll tell you more. Welcome back. Now to some business story. Decades of struggle for farmers and traders in Afrancho in the Afrancho North district have finally come to an end. Today, a new dawn broke with the official opening of the long-awaited Friday market. Led by chiefs, assembly officials, and the MP, the community celebrated a marketplace designed to boost the local economy, create jobs, and tackle poverty. Anna Sabit has more.
For generations, dawn in Afrancho meant back-breaking work in the fields and a long journey just to sell what you would have grown. Decades passed without a proper market. Farmers here, the lifeblood of the community, faced grueling trips to distant towns eating into profits and time. Dreams of a vibrant local hub just out of reach. But today, that dream is a reality. Witness the birth of Afrancho's Friday market, led by their chiefs, the district assembly and member of parliament. people of Afrancho are celebrating a new dawn for trade and community. Caesar Ofusua Champon is the Afrancho North District Chief Executive. He is the brain behind the revival of this market.
As you can see, today is the first day, but you can see the euphoria. Look at the way market men and women are eager to come and trade here. We want to expand commerce and trading. That is what Ashantis are known of. That is the main reason why I want to make sure that every market in Afrancho North municipality will be in operation.
Caesar Ofusua Champon says the move would, amongst other things, improve the local economy and in turn improve the assembly's internally generated funds.
Now, as you can see, people are buying, people are selling. That is the onset of the local economy appreciation. So that is the main reason why we are here. We want to expand local economy.
Now, the Chief Executive Officer of Pan-African Real Estate Developers, Mobus Properties Limited, has apologized to the Inspector General of Police of the Nigerian Kayode Egbetukun and the Nigerian Police Force over recent tensions linked to the River Park Estate ownership controversy in Abuja. Here's more.
The apology signed by Mobus Group CEO Kojo Ansah Mensah followed heightened tensions over the ownership of River Park Estate in Abuja and a protest held at the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana. Mobus distanced itself from the demonstration, saying it was not sanctioned by the company and did not reflect its value. The tensions escalated after a June 27 press conference by Nigeria's first public relations officer, Muyiwa Adejobi, where businessman Paul Odili was named as the owner of River Park Estate. But this claim is being contested in court by Jonah Capital Nigeria Limited, a company linked to Mobus. Jonah Capital insists the matter is still before the court, citing at least 7 active legal cases. In its statement, Mobus praised the professionalism and impartiality of the Nigerian police force and reaffirmed its full commitment to cooperating with law enforcement. The company also expressed appreciation for the police service to society. Mobus Properties, which has a growing footprint in Ghana and Nigeria, is behind several high-end real estate developments in Accra, including Night Court, Phoenix Villas, and the Lincoln. Its expanding West African presence places a premium on strong institutional and diplomatic relationships across the region.
Well, that's all we have time for. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Caloni. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.